We have been, yep, and renewals just came out now.
Okay. And we're renewing? Okay.
Yep.
All right, any questions regarding that communication? All right, moving on then to the accounts payable. Be it resolved that the accounts payable in the amount of $817,352.04 as approved by the Finance Committee be approved for payment. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Karina.
Andrew's not here. Karina, thank you. Check register is attached. Any questions in regards to any of the entries? Any checks that have been issued? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2277-22 be to extend the local improvement district number 2 be given a second reading. Mover?
Marvin?
Seconder?
Don?
Any questions in regards to the extension there? The map is there. Just new development, so it's added to the local improvement district. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the bylaw number 2277-22 to extend the local improvement district number 2 be given third and final reading. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Karina.
Thank you. All in favor? And that is carried. Whereas 2020 audited consolidated financial statements have been prepared and presented by GTP, now therefore be it resolved that Council for the City of Winkler table the 2020 audited consolidated financial statement as presented. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Karina.
Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Also duly noted as requested, the public sector compensation report is attached as well. Moving on, be it resolved that the Winkler Fire Report for January 2020 be received for information. Mover?
Michael?
Thanks, Michael. Seconder?
Don?
Thank you, Don. Any questions regarding that report? All in favor? And that is carried.
Just a note, I think we missed 5.5.
Oh, appointed auditor. Yes, we did. Sorry. Be it resolved that GTP, Gissels and Targeting Peters, be reappointed as the auditor for the City of Winkler for the year ending 2021 for the amount of $27,435. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Karina.
And all in favor? And that's carried. Be it resolved that the Boundary Trails Health Center meeting minutes for January 2021 to November of 2021 meetings be received for information. Mover?
Marvin?
Seconder?
Karina.
Any questions regarding all those minutes?
There's a fair amount of reading.
Yeah, is there a way that we can get that more regularly rather than annually?
Marvin, do you know?
I think I haven't seen them before at all, have we?
Mm-hmm. I hadn't either, and
So,
that's,
so
it's
the
nice
main
that we
thing
got
is
them.
Just say it's because of COVID.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good point. In the future, hopefully we can get I guess they do January and so on, maybe we can get the next ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like they meet quarterly, right? And so
Mhm.
I'm sure you would know with your, right? That they meet quarterly?
I'm not sure when they meet.
This is the foundation piece, so.
Mhm, but isn't
No,
Grenia's
this is
dad
the-
on there?
Oh, Grenier's dad is,
Yeah.
or was.
Sorry, that's why I was
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, maybe we can just ask them if they can submit.
Sure.
That would be great. It'd be nice to know.
To be on top of it.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, so I realize it's from the foundation, but, so then maybe on the agenda it should read Boundary Trails Health Foundation rather than Health
Yes.
Center meeting
Yeah.
minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not really the health center.
Right.
Because when I first of all saw it on here, that's what I thought too in that area. Well, no, this is the foundation. I thought it was the CWE Medical
Yeah,
Center or
no.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, so noted. We'll let them know. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the South Central Regional Library Board meeting minutes for the January 20th, 2020 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Marvin?
Seconder?
Michael?
Any questions regarding that, or any comments, Marvin? Or-
No, it's starting to get busier.
Yeah, awesome.
And as you've probably seen, Altona is hoping to move their branch into
Yeah.
space in the mall, giving them a lot more room.
Nice.
So they're well on the way with some of the fundraising for some of the extras that they want. I think that's what each branch does, like the municipalities fund the building, and like as the city did here with ours, made it a usable building. And now if we want something extra, then we fundraise for that, that's what's happening there. So wish
Awesome.
them luck with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that Winkler Arts and Culture meeting minutes for January 18th, 2022 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Michael?
Seconder?
I can help.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions regarding arts and culture?
We got a couple new board members, which is
Exciting.
good, yeah, round some of that out, and Jennifer's slid over from the director role to joining the
member.
board, and
Good.
That's awesome. Thank you for serving.
I did check out their little retail space. I thought they had room to add some things there yet to make it attractive. But I'm sure the board will look after that.
well, next meeting it'll come up again, I'm sure, and we've got to find a new employee, though.
Oh, dear.
Sydney's done sometime in March.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Okay, thanks for that update.
Have we finished the write-down on the original bridge loan?
No, the last, and I checked with, was it you or David I checked with last week after the GTP presentation?
I think David,
Okay, just because I checked with Sydney about signing checks, and
Okay.
she understood that instead of the 30 that the city typically grants, it was going to be 20, and just kind of,
Okay.
and so, yeah, that was confirmed, that was the plan, so there won't be a check coming in, it'll be just a smaller check going out.
Perfect.
Then I would suggest we record that in the minutes here.
Okay.
Appreciate that. All right, with that update, thanks, Michael. All in favor? Carried. And we gave them that option, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay, the other thing that it was in the minutes for the Bonners Hills Foundation is in regards to appointing another representative from Winkler. I had somebody that I asked, and he was considering, and since decided he was too busy.
It's too bad.
So we need to keep our eyes open because they're looking for a new appointment, and we can maybe try to come up with some names. Anybody got any ideas? Anybody who likes to get involved and do some fundraising is probably a good suggestion there. But,
Might be able to come up with a name or two.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you do get one, if you could maybe let Jody or myself know, and we can make sure that-
Absolutely.
And then I think when we do approach somebody, we just need to ask them what their interest is, or if they would, and if they're willing to let their name stand, like you're not making the appointment, but
Correct.
just simply bringing the name forward. Yeah,
Expression
this
of
is a-
interest.
Yeah, and this one's willing. Like,
Yep.
we need to get to that point.
And particularly with the amount of fundraising work that's going to be needed, it's a pretty key appointment.
Yep. Okay, yeah, we did approve the arts and culture. We did vote, right? join
Yes,
us?
we did.
Okay, thanks. All right, we're a little bit somewhat early, except
Lip,
for Regional Connections. Is he ready to go?
No, I still have my PB Lit meeting
Quarter
minutes.
three.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll forgive you.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome.
They are working.
Okay, be it resolved that Pembina Valley Local Immigration and Partnership meeting minutes for February 1st be received for information. Mover?
Karina Bickert.
Thanks, Karina.
You're welcome.
Seconder?
Marvin?
Marvin, thank
Thank
you. Any comments you want to make, or?
Yeah, I sent out the invitation again for the February 24th Connecting Cultures and Communities event that they're going to have virtually again. I'm looking forward to this event. I think there's a lot of changes that'll happen, but yeah, again,
Do you know
virtual.
what time that's being?
I can pull that up real quick. I
It's
think
in
it was
the evening,
7,
7, if I remember.
6 or 7,
Oh,
was
okay.
it?
Okay.
Yeah, I can resend it again and then.
No, I
but-
got it. I just
yeah.
forgot what time it was.
Yeah, I think it was at 7 PM, but it's going to be another great event. So I think the deadline for registration in order to get your goodie bag or whatever will be on
Mhm.
February 10th, so that's coming up, so,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So noted, thank you.
Thank you.
6:30.
Pam,
6:30,
have
I
you-
knew it was somewhere in the middle
Have you
there.
got any questions, or? Okay, okay, all right,
Time to chat
Yep.
tomorrow with another club?
yep.
Who's tomorrow's census?
Tomorrow's Census Day, right? Yeah.
So what's the over-under on
Are you
Winkler's
turning your-
population?
Are you turning your video on so that Steve can see?
14.5?
14.5? That's kind of what I would guess.
Does that work?
Did you take the over on that, Henry?
I'm a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit concerned.
I can also,
Because of
use
COVID
my front
and
camera.
whether or not the numbers are actually as, because I've heard some other municipalities have the same concern. So,
So would that make any difference as far as, let's say, rural areas like, let's say, Rhinefeld and Schonsenfeld, that they would be getting their own post boxes, that there would be less population?
no,
No?
no, not attributable to Winkler. The physical location, I guess, is where
Okay.
you lived, where it was before, but I remember the other time when it was done, I know when Deb was doing it, and we had a whole raft of them that still had their mailing address as box numbers rather than physical street addresses in town.
Right, yep.
And I know that there was, I don't know, about 100 of them that she kind of added at a later time to it.
Oh, okay.
Which every person not counted is whatever, dollars lost.
Yep.
All right, be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover?
Oh,
we just have Steve here
Oh,
yet.
yeah, oh, yeah, sorry, okay.
He's,
Joe?
Steve, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, there we
We
go.
can,
Thanks.
we can.
Almost cut
Great.
you off there, Steve. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, I won't be too long. I'll let you get going. Okay, I'm gonna
We'll just turn
share.
up the volume a little bit.
Let's see here.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you see that PowerPoint?
Yes,
Yep.
we can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, this is just a few minutes, and then any questions after, I'm happy to answer. But thank you very much for your time this evening. And just wanted to give a brief report for Regional Connections and what we've been up to this past year within the city of Winkler specifically, and clients who live in Winkler. So that's what this is focused on. And as most of you know, but just to recap, we're a local nonprofit organization at Regional Connections, serving mostly newcomers to Canada. A couple programs that are for everybody, but focusing on newcomers. As soon as they arrive in the community, they can come to Regional Connections on the first day if they like, and we will help them out. And we're happy to have Michael as chair of our board this year. Karina's been very involved with the Pembina Valley Local Immigration Partnership, and we've always appreciated the support of the city and council. Some of our kind of program highlights from last year. Even with COVID, it was another busy year, a few less new arrivals than usual. So there was still immigration happening the last couple of years through COVID. For us, it was down about 45% from our usual numbers before COVID. Programs and things were still open, but especially at the federal level, they were just really slow processing applications and moving everybody through the system. So lots of delays for people and lots of expectation that once things kind of open up again, a lot of that backlog will come through, and locally, hopefully that'll really help fill some of the local job openings and things like that. So we had contact with, it was just over 1,000 clients, and some of those were in person for stuff, some just email and phone and things like that to help some newcomers out through the year last year. And it was just over a year this past year that we had our Settlement Workers in Schools program in Winkler, partnering with Garden Valley School Division. So that was a highlight, and that was good. So we have 2 full-time staff that work with newcomer students K through 12 and their families. School systems can be very different in different countries, how they work, how they're set up, how they involve parents or they don't, the learning methodology, all of that stuff. So there's lots to adjust to, and we try to help make sure families are oriented to the local system and have all the right connections to all the different school supports and the community and everything like that. And that's gone really well. Another new program from the last year was the HIPPY, or Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters program, and that supported 12 Winkler families. And that program focuses on newcomer moms with preschool aged kids who are isolated at home. So usually they either don't have a driver's license or they might have one, but they don't have a car at home. So even like getting out to Regional Connections English classes or Central Station or stuff around town is difficult. They don't have a car. So this program provides a couple part-time home visitors who go out to visit those moms and work with them to support the early childhood development of their kids, 3 to 5-year-old kids, so that those newcomer kids are ready for kindergarten when they hit kindergarten. They develop their English skills and some like early childhood development stuff. And so that was really great to help bridge that gap of people who are isolated at home, not accessing other programs and activities and things like that. And then kind of a best kept secret, but our employment program is through the province, like Employment Manitoba, so actually anybody can come to Regional Connections, newcomer or non-newcomer. If somebody's looking for work and wants a bit of help with applications or resumes or to look at a job board and things like that, anyone can stop by or make an appointment, and staff will help them with all those things. Interview skills, there's a couple public computers people can work on, and our staff are in pretty regular contact with a number of local employers, so aware of some current openings and opportunities and things like that. And then they also help out newcomers who are internationally educated professionals with the credentials recognition process. So like if somebody's an internationally educated nurse and trying to get back into nursing here in Manitoba, it's usually a long process and English tests and qualifications recognition and lots of documents and stuff to go through. So staff can help support people if they're working through that process too in the employment program. And then our language program has been around for quite a while and has been successful and was another good year this year. We adapted as we needed to with COVID and things and had some online classes and hybrid classes split into cohorts, kind of like the high school often did with half the students in at a time, but tried to keep things running through the year. And LINK is language instruction for newcomers to Canada. So that's just basic English skills for people's life in the community and at work and around town. Levels 1 through 8, which is from beginner all the way up to like a college level of English. So there's lots of stuff available for people, mornings, afternoons, and evenings. And we had 111 clients in that program last year. And workplace language, we have some classes too that focus on English just for work and partner with some local employers. So the last year and a bit, for example, we had classes at Meridian and Lode King and Quaker Farms a year ago, and are always happy to partner with employers for workplace English skills too. And the adult literacy program is another one that's for anybody. It's through the province and the adult learning department. So usually it's for people who have an incomplete education as kids. In the Winkler classes, quite a few people from, say, a low German background who went to colony schools for 4 years or 6 years may have, be fluent in English speaking, but for reading and writing, need to work on some things. And quite a few people either come because their kids are in school and they want to help their kids out with their homework. So moms come through for that, or they might have some work goals and things for themselves, want to get a better job or become a healthcare aide or an EA or something like that, and want to get their high school diploma. So if they finish the adult literacy program, it can count as 2 credits towards a high school diploma, which is 8 credits, so it's 25% of it. And that program is always running really well in Winkler, and there's some great instructors, and it's really exciting to see the progress people make, and they talk about the impact it has on their lives to develop their literacy skills. And then, of course, there's childcare on site at our office over there on Perry Street, and that's mostly for people in the classes. So people with younger kids can come and sit in an English class for 3 hours without interruption and focus on their own learning. And also we have a volunteer program that was a bit harder to run. That was interrupted quite a bit by COVID because so much of it is usually in person, and quite a few group things that either didn't happen or they changed a lot and were run online. We had 33 people from the community volunteering to help at Regional Connections. Then there's lots of different ways to help out to welcome newcomers, and like a community mentorship program that was just getting started this past year. Language buddies, so a newcomer can just meet people and practice English, is really popular. And we always encourage newcomers too to volunteer in the community, to volunteer at thrift stores or the senior center, and find places to do that is a great way for them to connect and practice English. And you'll know about the Pembina Valley Local Immigration Partnership from Elaine. She's pretty active and involved with the municipal councils. And as I mentioned, Karina's help there has been really great, and that project has kept going. And we do miss the Culture Fest partnership with the Harvest Festival. That had really been going well and was interrupted by COVID, so we look forward to getting back to that when that becomes possible. But this year is kind of a filler. Some staff met with some newcomer families in Winkler and made a short video on YouTube, some people talking about some of the things they like about living in Winkler. That link is there. I'll email this later, but it's also on our Regional Connections YouTube channel. There's only a few videos, and that Culture Fest video is one of them. And it's really neat to see the things people enjoy about living in the city, how friendly and supportive they find it, quiet and peaceful. Even things people mention, coming from big cities sometimes, of gaining so much more family time because their commute time is really reduced. Maybe they used to lose 2 hours a day commuting to and from work, and now it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and they get all that extra time with their kids and their family, and really appreciate that. And the safety of the community people talk about a lot too. Simple things like kids can play out in the front yard or ride a bike down the street to the park, and they weren't able to do that before in their first country. That level of safety was not there. So families are still really enjoying settling in town. And looking ahead just a little bit in broad strokes, of course, we'll keep plugging away with everything we're doing. We are adding another program to support some government-assisted refugees across the region. So there'll be a little bit of refugee support through that. Another employment program that'll hopefully help get some more people into the local workforce. Some lower skilled people where lack of employment skills or English skills might be keeping them out of some of the job opportunities, or better job opportunities for them, and a bit of skills training that'll help them upgrade and get some of those better jobs. And just in general, the Federal Immigration Department, IRCC, they haven't downgraded their immigration targets or anything due to COVID, even though at times they've struggled to meet them with delays and things. They're aiming for about 400,000 people a year, and that's a bit higher for the next few years. A big part of that is economic, especially projecting as baby boomers retire from the workforce. They'll leave quite a few job openings, and one of the strategies for helping to keep the economy growing and fill those openings is through immigration. And there haven't been any yet. There have only been a couple to Manitoba, but for the Federal Immigration Department, they're working on that Afghan refugee response. And so we'll see if anybody gets directed to the Pembina Valley or to a few more to Manitoba. We don't know. And then we still hear from staff and clients regularly some things like, of course, in communities our size and being the distance here from Winnipeg and things, people need cars and vehicles and to drive, and that's a barrier sometimes, especially the first year or so. It might take a bit of time to get a driver's license, or a family will have one car and it might be at work during the day, and then the other family members are at home without a car. So people do experience that still. And the need for interpretation for local services when people's English skills are lower, especially for higher stakes stuff. People can get by at the store or with some basic things, but when it comes to like healthcare or even school meetings or law enforcement or something like that, where it's more important, people do try to make do with phones and things, but see the need for that sometimes. And the childcare waits too, if people want to work and have kids. Long waits to get into childcare. We hear really good things about the childcare daycare programs like at NPC and at the new school, and those are really good, but still just lots of demand for them. But overall, people really happy, and we're proud of our staff. It was a good year. Last year, lots of adapting like everybody else had through COVID and changing things constantly, but really tried to keep things going and stay available for clients and keep things moving forward. So any questions I'd be happy to answer. I'd like to thank Michael again. He's been great on the chair, and it's really good to have him there. And we appreciate that, and have appreciated the support from the city as well.
I think just watching the videos, the cultural video that they had, I loved it. I loved the Culture Fest, especially the last time we had the Harvest Fest, so I think it was the best ever. And
Yes.
I think to be able to build on that is a tremendous boost to our region. And the other thing that I liked was some of the comments. The one, I think I heard it twice on your video, Winkler didn't have any crime.
Yeah. It's amazing some of the countries people come from you wouldn't expect. Like you'd think they're also developed countries or first world countries or whatever, but there's lots of places where people don't feel as safe and kind of at peace as they do here. So that's really a big credit to the community, and it's really nice to hear from people moving here who feel that.
Yeah. Well, we'll certainly be ready and welcoming some more. I know that housing is certainly one thing that there's probably a need of as we ramp up our immigration into the region. I think we have that other challenge that we're working with, and hopefully those come together as well.
Yeah, it's been really good to see some of the new developments too, and even just the mix of housing, with condos and townhouses and still bungalows and things like that, the different price points for sure for clients we see coming in. That's really helpful for them, and to have some within walking distance, even of groceries or a school or things like that, are really great. So the new development's really nice and really good to see as well.
So is there any recommendations that you have, what you see we as council could do better?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good
question.
Good question.
I don't know. I mean, I think we just keep moving forward. There's lots of sort of best practices in Winkler, and the from our end, the partnership with the city and the support of the city has been really excellent. People ask about Winkler all the time when we're involved in other towns and communities and things. Lots of people know about what's happened in Winkler and how it's grown, and especially how people have stayed. There have been programs that try to draw people to kind of smaller centers, not just Toronto, Montreal, Winnipeg, Vancouver. And lots of those places have struggled with retention. So the way people have stayed and the community has grown is really good. That question's a little hard to answer sometimes. What's in the mix? A little bit of everything, I think, from everybody that makes that work well.
I think the other thing, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but as you may be aware that the Arm of Stanley in the city of Winkler has put money into the Community Development Corporation, and it's more business development. But part of the business development also includes people, and so it will include immigration. So Mark Sawatsky has been hired to head that up.
Okay.
And so feel free to connect with him as well. And I'm sure he'll come to visit you. I know that's part of his plan as well. So just to stay connected and help you feel that you're a part of that, and give him access to people that may be looking for jobs, because he's got that in his plate as well, with the number of businesses that are looking for people.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's really good to know. And we do get those calls. Yeah, it's still just the need for more people, right? Employers who are looking to hire 8 people or 10 people or 20 people and phone and say, and we don't know them either. we don't have 20 unemployed clients just waiting for work. People get jobs really quickly.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's good.
His office is on 15th Street. I think Dennis Harder is in Den X. He's in that same office as well, but that's what where they're calling home, so
Okay.
pay him a visit as well.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll touch base with him for sure.
Okay,
Awesome.
Council, any?
Massive thank you for all you do.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve, yeah.
For sure.
Have a great evening.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
You're
you too.
welcome. Okay, I think that's the end of it, so be it resolved, this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover,
Karina.
Trina, and seconder,
Don.
Don, thank you.